I have tried recording this twice now. Not once, twice. First time I was missing a piece. Second of all, the camera crapped out on me because it was quote unquote low on memory. So, you know, if I seem a little angry in some ways, then that's probably the reason behind it. But this is my bone jewelry collection, which has since been collecting since maybe age 19. So yeah, almost 3 years now. I've been collecting my own bone jewelry, which I make from the hens that I consume. I am not vegan, and trigger warning for those of you out there who aren't vegan or vegetarians alike. So yeah, sorry, not sorry. I mean, I to each their own personally, but I just feel that there's got to be an easier way to attain or at least sustain some means of protein that doesn't involve going full blazing saddles and eating cans of beans by the fire. Just, nobody needs that. So let's take this one piece at a time, shall we? Um, the chickens that I, get my bones from are usually either rotisserie chickens from Costco or just bits and pieces of chicken from grocery outlet or what have you. So, you know, I'm not a complete killer. Obviously I didn't kill them myself or anything like that. But I do eat their meat, and not much else to say about that. But maybe in the future I'll make a video talking about how I actually process the bones. But I've stalled for 2 minutes so far. But this is one of my favorite pieces. It's a shorter necklace. My apologies. It's got 10 vertebrae, 3 drums, and 2 wing sections. I don't know why I'm shaking. I look like I have Parkinson's. But yeah, this is one of my favorite pieces. I was wearing it for my hunger review. It's not my least favorite piece, but it's definitely one of my more simple looking ones. It just looks like I ate the meat off of it and then turned it into a necklace. It just looks a little too slapped together. I don't know. My mom seems to like it. I showed her at some point. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Just set them in my lap or whatever. This is my most recent piece. It's actually a bracelet. It used to be a belt, like one of those thinner belts that you see some women wearing with their dungarees or what have you. And I used the Dremel with I used my Dremel with a drill bit tip to get these 3 holes in, as well as the holes inside the bones and belt itself to affix them to the belt with paracord guts, which I've since painted with 2 layers of black Tulip brand fabric paint, same stuff I use for my masks and or t-shirts. And it just it's a buckle bracelet, so it's definitely more secure than an elastic one, which I also have a similar version of that I made out of hair ties, but I'm getting ahead of myself. This one here is another short one, 5 thighs. Again, just like the cuff, it's 5 thighs. And the bones on this one are actually colored with black nail polish over the Mod Podge sealer, and they've got red beads that I got from Walmart in between them, along with some black beads here, which are actually in place of 2 bones that I removed from it. If you recall, I was wearing this one during my politically fueled rant / exposition channel trailer of Goth's definition and its rather fucked history with those that detest it for no good reason other than their own selfish fallacies, for lack of better phrasing. And somewhere around these parts, yeah. I've shown a lot of these pieces on Gothic Amino already, so, whatever. Go look at those if you want. This is a duplicate of that necklace here, but I wanted a more organic looking one. Again, it's 5 thighs, but this time they've actually got vertebrae between them as well. And I don't know, I went through this brief moment in time where I wanted to make duplicates of everything, both organically and not. I don't know, it's cool, I guess. These next two are sort of inspired by the look of a rosary, especially this one here, which has the same red beads combined with black, but they've got these silver ones next to them. The black beads were acquired at Michael's, and the red beads at Walmart, along with the silver ones. This wire I no longer have any of anymore. It's kind of some kind of aluminum or whatever, some kind of tin. But steel wire I find is much more durable, despite how much of a pain in the posterior it is to work with. So yeah, I don't know. This is before I actually knew what steel wire really was, so I don't know. It's the coloring on this one's actually done differently though. I actually I put acrylic paint underneath the sealer before actually sealing it, so it's colored like the others, but not the same way, if that makes any sense. It's a drum with a wing section, if you can tell. There's another one also organically like it, and this one's actually done with steel wire to connect the two. And I don't know, man. I mean, it's cool, but I don't know, man. I don't like it as much as I thought I would. It's a longer one, which I like, and that always looks good with an untucked dress shirt and pair of gray dungarees. Um, if you want to go full the craft or whatever, but like a dude version. Whatever, I don't know. Same black beads, all vertebrae. I'm so afraid that I'm gonna repeat what I've already said because I've already tried recording this twice. So, if I haven't said it already, I may make a video where I'm explaining and or displaying how I prepare the bones, but all in good time, maybe. The cores of these necklaces really depend on what you want. Like for the smaller necklaces that only come down maybe past the neck a little bit, those core necklace pieces are actually paracord guts. And if you don't know what paracord is, where have you been? It's it's the stuff they use for parachute cords, hence the name. And what you do is you gut the skin, toss that off to the side, and you use the guts, which I paint black, and use as the necklace cording. You could just buy cord, but I figured since I've got such an overabundance of this stuff, why not? So I don't know. But for the stuff with the steel wire, the longer necklaces, obviously it's been trial and error with those. It actually the wire wears away through the cord, and eventually you're just gonna lose your pieces. So what I did instead is actually the core to the, for lack of a better term, rosary, bonery. This isn't a porno, but the core to these is actually fishing line at 15-pound resistance, and I sort of doubled that up. And the knots that I use on these things are combination of two different knots: a lark's head knot with a square knot above that, just for security. Because the thicker the fishing line you're working with, the easier it is for the knots to sort of slip through each other at the ends. So just a quick little reminder for that. But this core is just straight up paracord guts, and it's 7 wing sections, like half of the wing, and it's the black beads again. I don't really like this one. It's sealed with silver nail polish and a small lobster claw tied to affix it. The smaller necklaces all have lobster claws, but those are also something you can find at Michael's or Walmart if you know where to look. But Michael's just occasionally tends to have better quality stuff in terms of this. I don't know. I might sell this one. I don't really like it as much as I thought I would. It looks like something a surfer dude would wear. I mean, yeah, that's, I don't know. Not my best idea. This one is quite possibly even worse. I sort of did this together with hair ties. I wanted it to be like a cuff or something. And it's all together with that other wire that I told you about. It's not steel wire. It's much easier to bend than that stuff. And it slips right on because it's all a bunch of hair ties. But it's basically just 6 drums. And it's all drilled in together so that the wire keeps the bands from slipping off of the you know, the bones and what have you. It's all really securely on there, but it hurts to wear it and get it on and off because it's so damn tight. But whatever. Oh, this one's a ring. I forgot I had this for a second there. But yeah, the enamel's wearing off of it. It's a cross with two chicken bones off of the wing, of course. And it's all the ring part itself is actually braided. If you can see that well enough. Yeah, it's braided and then affixed to the wrappings that make up the cross itself. It fits my ring finger, so it's like maybe a size 6 or 7. It's a good one, but it's not my favorite. I want to recreate that one with steel wire, but I know how much of a pain in the posterior it's going to become one day. This one's also made with the original stuff, but for some reason, pardon me, I felt the need to do something different with the bones. This one's actually cut with a saw, but this is my Blair Witch Project type necklace out of some chicken wing bones on a chain. And this one doesn't actually have a lobster claw. It's got one of these twist things. I don't know what you'd call that, but it twists on and off. You can see that well enough. And yeah, the bone itself is cut with a saw. This one never really worked out. It was supposed to be like a brooch or something you wear on your sleeve. It's supposed to be an inverted pentagram, but like I said, you know, the steel wire, it just does not want to work with you. And there's like a safety pin on the back. I ended up having to super glue these things together. And, you know, if you look closely enough in certain areas, you can see where the Mod Podge is sort of peeled up from being clawed by the wire. This stuff is brutal to work with. So if you can help it, try not to work with it too often, but it is what it is. This next one is one of my more minimal pieces, but it's not a chicken, it's actually a turkey. And it's a vertebrae off of a turkey on a small piece of paracord guts with another twisting connector. And I actually got the inspiration to make this watching one of Akimortis's videos where he, you know, had a deer bone or whatever, but all I've got to work with are chickens, so I don't know, man. This was the next best thing. I actually think I like this more, though, the smaller one, because it's not too much, but it's not too little either. No offense to him. This is another one of my more minor pieces. It's vertebrae with the black beads. This one's actually on elastic that I got off of a pair of shoes. I mean, hey man, if it works, it works. Slips on and off just like any other piece. You wouldn't even know. This one, again, not my favorite piece, but you know, whatever, maybe I'll sell it. It's got a pork rib that sort of hangs with, you know, the paracord guts and 3 wing bones on either side of a drum bone with a lobster claw. Another short piece. Not necessarily my favorite, but, you know, who knows. Maybe I'll turn it into a wind chime, make several like it. Just, I don't know, man. But they sound pretty nice whenever you rattle them around. But yeah, that's my whole collection, man. I mean, I look like a necromancer and a pirate's love child of some sort, covered in all this right now. It's on my lap. I wish you could see it, but whatever. I just want you to know that I have nothing against vegans or vegetarians alike. This is just my own personal method. You don't have to do it this way, but it is what it is. If you like, please like. Feel free to share your obscure little thoughts in the comments below. Share this video with any and all you may feel are interested. And as always, thank you so very much for watching, and I love you all.